the Audi e-tron Sportback, the electric SUV, even a little bit more spiced up. Here, join our Autogefühl tour from LA. Let's go! Audi e-tron and the new e-tron Sportback, they are of course same platform and also similar here in the very front with this front grille, which is from the form pretty known from the other Audi models, but to have this electric styling, the front grille looks a little bit more shut off, so to say, and it's also a little bit more, more matte gray, so not such a dark contrast. Still a quite sporty lower end right there, and this so-called plasma blue is exclusive color to the e-tron Sportback. And interesting is that you also start with normal LED lights, then optional you can get the LED matrix, and the newest thing is here, those ones here, LED with digital matrix light. So what's that? There are actually some micro mirrors inside the lights, which then can, lead the LEDs even more exactly that, don't blind anyone else, but also that you can basically mark a lane where you are driving, that only your lane is actually illuminated very well, and you could think about even further use, for example, to mark something on the street for the driver and so on. So a very interesting new technology piece. 4 meters 90 or 193 inches. That's the same length than the normal Audi e-tron. The main difference, of course, is the rear silhouette, where we have this falling roofline and this Coupé style. So what do you think? Do you prefer this one here or the Audi e-tron with the more upright shape? The rear, of course, with this very flat window line, then additional spoiler, and then the light strip goes all the way over the vehicle, and again real horizontal stress all over the place. So charging, actually you can get one on both sides, but here just on the one side is possible then with the additional DC charger, and the charging power is standard 11 kilowatt AC or optional 22 kilowatt AC, or then with the DC maximum is 150 kilowatt with the direct current. Then it also has a heat pump, this car, by the way, to make it more efficient, and the battery capacity is either 71 kilowatt hours with the 50 quattro or 95 kilowatt hours with the 55 quattro. And more figures, the 50 quattro, that one then has 310 horsepower and 6.8 seconds acceleration figure to 100 kilometers or 62 miles an hour, and the range of 350 kilometers or 220 miles officially. And then there's the 55 quattro, stronger, 360 horsepower and 6.6 seconds, so 0.2 seconds faster. Or with a peak power for 8 seconds is then 408 horsepower and 5.7 seconds in the acceleration figure, because it has this boost function. And then on the stronger one, 450 kilometers of range or 280 miles, but that, that again, official figures, it will be a little bit lower for real. So we have a trunk right here, which is actually eating up about 60 liters. This is just here for the motor show. Shouldn't be in there, in your normal car. This just keeps power, but you can easily store your charging cables here to have a clean solution. And the real trunk, well, you do lose some height right here. In comparison to the real e-tron, this one then 555 liters with some more storage underneath. Then inside of the doors, the top part is also from Soft Touch. Then a nice bright Alcantara insert here. That's cool, and also fitting to the exterior color, a blue interior color. This again then here the image of the back mirror, if you have those cameras. And normal one would also be possible, just to show that it's live. Here, there it is. Yeah, man. Here we go. Hey, guys. So, and then the rest of the interior, this e-tron steering wheel we already know from the normal e-tron. The seats, there are different forms available. So there is a normal seat, there is a sport seat, with more bolsters, you know, stronger bolsters. Then there is an S Sport seat with integrated head restraint, and this one is the multi-contour seat, so the highest trim seat, so to say. And they still have an animal skin focus like we see here, although it's supposed to be a sustainable electric vehicle, which makes no sense. At least in Europe, you can also get a base fabric seat. That's actually good then. And when you go for the sport seats, also Alcantara in the middle available, for example, as choice. Interior overview, and you know, this wide area. This is quite cool with the matte aluminum insert right there, e-tron lettering. And here we go with the screen, all done via touch. So we got the big screen up there and the smaller one in the lower part. And sometimes they also interact. For example, when you are in the in the GPS mode and then want to type in an address, then the lower screen also changes. So first thing I do, deactivate this haptic input so I can now properly click like I do also with the smartphone, for example. Audi Drive Select is always interesting. The different driving modes will also raise or lower the air suspension, for example, then the GPS with a good view here on the convention center and the stable center as well. Downtown LA, guys. So it's always impressive to look at it, definitely. Everything is quite straightforward, so easy to use this system. Is it maybe distracting when you use it while driving? Yeah, you can say so because you don't have a like external knob or something. But then again, the menu structure is quite well done. And Carplay integration looks like that. Android Auto is also available. Set temperature to 24 degrees.
I am increasing the temperature
There we are.
to 24 degrees Celsius.
So that's one way you can use the voice input. And for example, also, for the GPS. Then those digital instruments right here, for example, with the GPS view, so you can have that in your line of sight, but you can also change it like that, small GPS, and then, driving information focused. And here, by the way, you can also adjust those mirrors like this, how you want to, like up and down and so on. So that's possible actually. I have not, and this is like the same way you would do like on the other side, remote for the co-driver side. But yeah, I haven't had the best experience with those here, driving at night and driving at glaring sun, and also like in a position where it is. It's actually quite low down, and then you're not looking forward while looking here. And to the rear compartment now, the inside of the doors, by the way, in the back is pretty much hard pack. Pretty much not the hardest one, but pretty hard. Let's leave it that way. So let's get inside. And again, well, it's really nice to have this blue interior color. And legroom is the same also as in the normal e-tron. And, that's definitely enough for tall adults. And headroom, well, it is actually just about 2 centimeters or a little bit less than 1 inch less than in the normal e-tron. And now to our conclusion for today with the Audi e-tron Sportback. So, the Audi EV with the high range, the first one, now as the SUV Coupé shape. Do you like it? Please tell us in the comments. Of course, both cars, are not too different. It's really more about this design. The compromise you have to take for that, a little bit less headroom, that's okay. A little bit less height in the trunk, that's probably the biggest thing. I personally have to say, I really like the normal e-tron better from design. Not sure, but that's, I think, just matter of preference. I really like this color exterior-interior mashup, that's interesting. Also looking forward for a first test of those new digital matrix headlamps, if they make any difference. And of course, maybe like another range long-term test, how it really plays out, because in the first test with the e-tron, the supposed electric range was a little bit less than the official figure was actually. Driving wise, I can already tell you that from the normal e-tron was really fantastic. The car is not small, but it feels very agile due to this electric all-wheel drive with the rear-wheel bias. We have, of course, the great boost acceleration from the get-go due to the electric power. So driving-wise, this car is really a lot fun and feels smaller than it actually is. And with a little sportier setup they put here on the Sportback, they even want to stress that. Of course, we'll find out very soon when we're able to drive this car. Yeah, I know the animal skin policy is not really up to date here with those Audi cars. There are newer ones coming up that will change that. Here they still have to, do some work, especially if you want to sell this one here as a sustainable vehicle. Yeah, some homework right there. But overall, very interesting to have, this one here now. You maybe remember we had this camouflage car at Geneva at the motor show, and people were asking, can I get it also in this paint? Yeah, actually not. Those camouflage paints sometimes look pretty cool, but you cannot get them for real. I think you have to go to, someone who wraps the car somewhat in this color then. Yeah. But you can also go back to this video and check that out and leave your comment right there. So I hope you enjoyed this insight here today. We try to bring you even more electric vehicle reviews step by step. Of course, follow also some other news here from the LA Motor Show.